Welcome to your channel Ray of 4, and this is going to be another class for our Wave application penetration testing, right? So guys, we have already covered a lot, right? In this video, we will have a detailed overview of directory listing, where we will be covering how to identify this, how to exploit it, and how to mitigate it in a very well mannered. Moreover, I'm going to show you 2 or 3 ways which will help you to identify the vulnerability, right? And also, I'll tell you the difference between forceful browsing and directory listing, which is really important, right? So without wasting our time, let's go ahead. So when we talk about directory listing, just give me a moment. Let me open. Okay. So when we talk about directory listing, actually, what is directory listing? It occurs when a web server allows the content of a directory to be viewed by anyone who knows the URL, right? No. Okay. It is that simple, right? You would definitely know the URL that you are working on, right? And if it is delivering any sensitive information like this, you can see over here as an example, right? That is directory listing. This can expose files that should remain private, such as configuration file, backup files, or any other sensitive file or document, right? Moreover, note over here, this is really important. Directory listing alone aren't a security risk. However, sensitive file within the web root should always be properly protected to prevent unauthorized access, even if someone guesses or knows the URL. It should be behind the firewall or should be protected in the servers that should not be visible to anyone, right? Not that you get confused, we will be covering this in detail. I just talk about that web root. We have covered about web root folder in our previous video. So go ahead and watch that. What is web root actually? Okay. So now we got to know what is directory listing. The second part is for this, how to mitigate it. Basically, exploitation part we will be covering after this video, right? So mitigation. Suppose this is really important, guys, that people make mistakes like as a pen tester, right? You are like finding, you have found a vulnerability called directory listing, right? So how you gonna tell the mitigation to your client, right? They simply told just go ahead and disable the directories or ban the directory like that, right? But it's a generic mitigation. That should not be like, you should say actually, it's not professional, right? As a pen tester, as a bug bounty hunter, you should know what exactly you are doing and what exactly you are fine and how one can mitigate it, right? So when we talk about, suppose you are working on a website, right? Let's take an example over here. When I say that I am going to work on this PHP, right? I should know what is the version, server version this application is using, right? So once I have the understanding about it, that this is the version are being used by the application. So based on the version, we would be recommending the mitigation, right? So suppose if they are using Tomcat server, so you have to say like this, like set the listing to false in the wave.xml file. Because that is where that directory is like a store of, that is where if they can disable it or like make it false, right, then it would not be accessible for any other, right? Same goes for Nginx or Lightspeed or Light HTTPD or Microsoft ISC server or Apache servers, which we did moreover finds in Apache server. What would you recommend? You would recommend go ahead and disable directory listing or specific directory by adding option index in the .htaccess file or in the server configuration. That means you are specifying this is where you have to go and this is how you need to mitigate, right? Moreover, you can implement firewall and regular security audits, because in this one nothing is 100% secure, right? So having multiple layers of security definitely helps, right? I hope I made you understand about mitigation of directory listing. Let's go ahead and learn about what are the impact it would have, right? Suppose if we are doing like it can lead to information disclosure. Oh, indeed, right? The most immediate impact of exposure of sensitive files and their names, potentially revealing critical information about the application, system configuration, and user data and whatnot. So sometimes it do reveal source code exposure as well. Data breaches and reputation damage for sure, right? So these are some sort of mitigation or impact that it would lead to, right? I hope your theory part must be clear, right? let's go ahead and cover the practical of directory listing. Where there, I'm going to cover the two ways. Basically, there are multiple ways, which definitely I would be covering in future, basically in upcoming second videos of directory listing, right? In this module, we will be using one or two tools, right? So for this, I'm going to use Kali Linux, right? And I'm going to target this website, test.onelib.com, right? So what I'm going to do over here, I'm going to use this payload. This payload, which I have built, written over here, you know what it is doing actually? Dove. Dove is a tool that we use to automate the directory listing, right? Apart from that we have defined the URL, that this URL we are targeting, right? Then we have mentioned the word list path. There we have covered the big.txt. I want a huge range of txt file to be brute force, right? Then I have specified Mozilla Windows, and I have given a path, right? Basically, what it is doing, guys, what actually this is doing, basically it sets the custom user agent to make requests appear as if they are coming from a legitimate website, right? I have made this because this is how a Google, like if you write this, the application will think that the request is coming from Google, Chrome, or Windows 10, or any specific like a legitimate web, like a host, right? It would not seem like it is a brute force or coming from any unauthorized So this is what it is used for, right? Then I have used over here something called if, which is forcing the website to show files with extension as well, right? Even if server denies, right? So this is what we are doing. Let's see what's the response we would be getting out of it. It will take time. In the meantime, let me go ahead and use the Bob suit as well for you guys, right? And they will come on this and we'll see what are the response we are going to get over here, right? So for that, I'm going to use Mozilla, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and go to my proxy tab, open the intercept, and my Bob is already on over here. Refresh this. I just intercepted the data, right? Okay, I don't want this. I want a directory to be intercepted, right? So what I'm gonna do over here, this ABC. Now I'm gonna intercept this. This would make me easy to add this to the intruder, right? Okay, let me go ahead to my okay. Now you can see I have this request of HTTP, testphp.onelib.com, and the directory is ABC. So what I'm gonna do over here, I'll send this to the intruder, right? I got it. So now even if it is not selected anything, I'll just clear for the sake of like a process. Even if you don't do, that doesn't make sense. If it is automatically added something, then you have to clear it. Now, what's my target? My target is to brute force this endpoint, right? So I'm gonna add this. 1 second. Add this. I added this, right? I'm gonna use a simple list only. We have ample amount of brute force app options over here, but I'm gonna using simple list only. For that, I have a list of directory that I'm going to brute force. So what I'm gonna do, I'll just go ahead and Control A, copy, and then paste it over here. So total number of 7,323 directories I'm going to brute force, right? Before that, let's go ahead and see what we are getting. The scan is running over here, you can see, right? Okay, it will take some time, right? Because we are going to brute force almost 20,458 directories, right? Okay, so now let's go ahead to our Bob suit. As we have already added the payload, I'm gonna do attack, right? Let's do attack. Before that, I'm going to go ahead and intercept. Let me off the intercept actually. Okay, so these are the status code we are getting, right? So you know what, guys? When we brute force, right, using intruder, we never look for the status code. Yeah, we should. But the most important point is the length of the brute force, right? So if you look at over here, it seems, no, it's 200 or 400, okay? And response is this. Can you see? We are getting index pages. What it is getting? it is moving like it is like no redirecting, right? And then login.php, what response we are going to get over here? So let's do one thing. We can also do request, show request in response in the browser, or else we can manually go and type it over there. But I'm gonna do like this only. So Control V, enter. Oh, nothing. We just have the login page, right? It's not sensitive, right? Now, what else we can have? What else we can have? Multiple 200 status codes we have got. I'll go for this. I'll do request in browser. Copy this. See, I'll paste it and done. Now we have got the index of admin page, right? Which seems to be a sensitive information. And we have something called SQL, which is create.sql page, right? Now it is not vulnerable, right? So it could be sensitive, but it will not be a critical vulnerability. So we may need to look for something more sensitive like this. So what I'm gonna do? Show request in browser, copy and paste. Can you see how many index pages we are getting over here? A lot of information, right? So even this would be enough, right? Obviously, we would need to go ahead and look for each of the scope or each of the directory that we are getting over here to see further if we are having any further information or not, right? So this is what the means actually about login pages, brute force, directory listing. There are multiple ways that we can do. This is one of the ways. You can add as much directory as much you want to see what else you can receive, right? The XML does not appear to have any format tag. Okay. So for that, we can analyze much more later. As we just talk about that, it can reveal a lot of information like source code exposure, information disclosure, data breach and whatnot, right? This is one of the example. For that, we would be covering this in detail later on, right? So I believe one of the ways which is clear to you, this is how you can brute force directory using your intruder, right? So, and now this is the really coolest way actually. Why? Because now you out of 7,000 brute force that you have done, about 20 to 25 directories are there which is showing you some sort of information, right? So this is more than enough, right? It saves your time, right? Now, as if you don't have time, right? And you want to a brute force huge number of directory. Now, I am able to download this file called index.zip. Can I see what information it is showing me? Let's go. Okay. I do not have any status to. Okay. We'll see later. Now, just understand it. This is what it is. It is revealing a lot of sensitive information, right? So I believe your concept of brute forcing through into the must be clear. Let's go ahead and see what other response we are going to get in our Kali Linux. Okay, so the brute forcing is still going on, right? So guys, it will brute force all the 20,458 directories and will show us only what has some sort of output, right? Including 403 or 301 or 200. Okay, right? So this is about the directory listing, and I'll comment this payload in the comment box, which you can use it. All you need to do is to change the domain from http://testphp1wave.com to facebook.com, wave.com, or any website you are working on. And it will give you a really good output for sure, because it will take time. It is a time consuming, but yeah, it is useful for sure, right? So thank you so much for watching. If you like our content, do like, subscribe and comment your views on it. Thank you.